What's going on, sled addicts? Jesse here. So I'm actually sitting on my dad's 2019 Polaris Indy XC 850. He has a new sled on order for this season, but it hasn't come in yet. But when it does, we will reveal the surprise and let you guys know what it is. But today I actually wanted to go through what I think are the top 5 must-have accessories for any Polaris AXYS snowmobile. The number 1 must-have accessory for a Polaris AXYS has to be the link conversion kit. So this kit is actually from South Simcoe Machine, but I believe Whiteout Technologies makes it and a bunch of companies are making them now. But they basically allow you to connect link brackets to them so that your Polaris machine can now hold link accessories like saddlebags and jerry cans. So I actually installed these pretty quickly. They just slide in here. There's backers that slide in here, and then you tighten it down so you actually don't have to drill any holes. And then your link brackets just install on top and put whatever you want on it. Polaris does actually make some bags for their sleds, but in my experience and what I've seen, I do still think that the bags made by Link, like the Link accessories from BRP, are far superior, and that's why I went with installing these brackets so I could have Link accessories. The number 2 must-have accessory for Polaris AXYS is, in my opinion, a windshield bag with GPS. So I actually did this myself. I bought the windshield bag from Polaris. Itself has quite a bit of room in it. This part here, this little, you can't really see that, but there's part of the glove box that goes in here. That's the stock glove box storage. And then all of this extra space is what you get with the bag. And then I used the bag to actually mount just a traditional Garmin Montana motorcycle mount to it, which I fastened behind with big washers just to hold it because this material isn't so sturdy. And then I wired it into my solenoid like I usually do. And that means that my GPS will always have power when it's plugged into the sled. But right now my battery's disconnected from the sled. That's why it's not on. This is just such an important thing to have because when you're riding, if you don't know where you're going, you might get lost even if you know where you're going. So having a GPS just to show you where you are and help you get to where you're going is crucial. I did use the Polaris Ride Command on this gauge. However, I found that the PID gauge is really just too small and I kind of liked this. Even though they're actually pretty similar size, the technology in this and track maps that I'm using on my Zumo, on my Skidoo as well, is just a better system in my opinion than this screen with these buttons. The third must-have accessory for Polaris AXYS has to be some form of a visor plug. So I usually run an electric visor, whether it's on my Oxygen or other helmets that I wear. So I kind of need this. Without this, my helmets will fog. So you could buy the Polaris visor plug, which would basically, I believe, plug in somewhere here or sit somewhere here nicely. We actually didn't do that, and I didn't feel like installing it, so I just bought a visor plug kit from Royal Distributing and installed that directly into my battery so that I could have constant power to it when the sled's running, just for all my helmets. The fourth must-have accessory for a Polaris AXYS has to be the roller ski wheels by Quali Pieces. So I've actually been running these wheels for quite a number of years. And they're just awesome, especially when you're in late season riding and there's a lot of bare pavement, whether it's crossing a road or going into a parking lot and having to turn around in a parking lot or a gas station. This just makes life easier because they flip down super easy, and then you can steer. Let's say you're filling gas, you can steer into your gas pump and then out of it without having to lift the ass of your machine and move it over a million times. This system is also very light and very simple to use, and when you get back onto the trail after you put the wheels down, all you have to do is kind of lean to one side on the machine and lift that ski, and the wheels are spring loaded so they'll pop back up. I didn't have the wheels on my 21 XRS 850 because Quali Pieces hadn't made the wheels yet for the new Pilot X skis, but they didn't finally make them at the end of last season, so I have them on order and I'm waiting for them for my 2022 XRS. The number 5 must-have accessory for a Polaris AXYS, or must-have accessories, are Link storage bags and jerry cans. So on this machine, I actually am using a medium bag from BRP and their stackable jerry can, just so I can have 2 things, because this is only a 129 track. I don't have room for a second link slot, so I have them stacked here, and this just gives me sizable amount of storage when I'm going away on a trip. If I'm doing a multiple-day saddlebag trip, there is storage in here, and it's a decent amount, but it's not enough. You definitely do need another bag. And then on top of that, especially when you're doing big rides where you might be close to 200 kilometers between gas stations, You should just carry extra gas because it's not worth the risk. And if you run out of gas, at least you know that you have some to get where you need to go. So those are my top 5 accessories for a Polaris AXYS snowmobile. Let us know in the comment below what your top accessories are and what you think you can't live without. See you guys in the next one. If you liked that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Sled Addicts YouTube channel, where we release content on everything snowmobiles. Also, hit that bell icon so you can be updated every time we release new videos.